loves, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Cynthia, and on today's video I'll be sharing my meal plan for breakfast, lunch and dinner, including snacks you could have when you're trying to conceive for both male and female. So I'm pretty sure this video is going to be super interesting, and I please beg you to continue to watch this video and try to watch it to the end of this video so you get all the juicy facts from this video. Let's dive straight into our breakfast. So we'll be starting the day rather with a healthy breakfast. So it has to be protein fortified breakfast rich in protein, and we're going to use that to start our day. So let's just go straight and start preparing what we would have for breakfast and give you ideas of other things you could have if you're not going to have what I'm going to be having today. We've got ideas of other things we could have. I will give you ideas of all of those you could have, healthy breakfast you could have, and just to start your day on a brighter note. And for my breakfast this morning, I will be using bread. So this is the bread I've got. So this is seeded bread. It contains a whole lot of seeds, which is very nutritional when someone is trying to conceive. It's very important for us to eat lots of nuts and seeds when we're trying to conceive. I'm just going to show you some few ingredients, and this is whole wheat bread as well. So this is made of what's it called, wheat. It's got lots of seeds in it, including sunflower seeds. So this, it got millet seed as well. So this bread, it's very rich in seeds, and it's highly nutritious when you're trying to conceive. If you're not really a lover of seeded bread, you could just have the wheat bread and then fortify that with some other fruits and then nuts as well. So you just make it up for the whole day. So I'm just going to put my bread into the toasts. Let's see. That looks perfect. There we go. It was very perfect. So 2 slices of toasted bread, and I've got my avocado peel as well. So I've just cut this into 2 equal half. There we go. It's so pretty. And that's my avocado peel. I'll be adding 1 boiled egg to it. I don't want to eat scrambled egg this morning, so I'll just be adding 1 boiled egg. Another alternative you could use is definitely going to be scrambled egg. I've got my boiled egg, so I'm just going to cut that into 2 equal half. There we go. And I'm just going to add a little bit of chia seeds to this just to give it the extra spice. I'm a huge lover of seeds. There we go. Should be all right. So that's what my breakfast looks like. But this isn't all. I'm going to be taking this with warm milk. You could use green tea if you're a lover of green tea. But today I just feel like taking this with warm milk. So this is what the complete breakfast looks like. So this is Clipper. So this is a green tea from Clipper, and it's an organic green tea. It's very healthy when you're trying to conceive as well. So this is semi-skimmed milk. That's a full cup of milk, rich in protein, which helps in hormonal balance and just tries to regulate the hormone in the body and try to regulate menstrual cycle as well. So when you're trying to conceive, all of these things are really very important. That's my milk, which is ready now. That's my milk. So it's ready for me to have breakfast. I'll just let this cool down a little bit. So that's a protein rich breakfast. We've got seeded bread, 2 toasts. Seeded bread contains lots of seeds, very healthy. We've got avocado pear, we've got egg, and then a full glass of milk, which I'm going to be having for breakfast. And then other options you could have for breakfast, if you're a lover of oats, you could have oats for breakfast, and it's better to fortify it to whatever your choice is using berries. Berries are very healthy when one is trying to conceive. You could fortify this with you could add this to your oats, or you add it to your yogurt if that's what you prefer to have in the morning. Just got blueberries and strawberries. I've run out of raspberries, so you could add berries to your breakfast as well. It's super healthy. They help in fertility, they help in hormonal regulation, they also help in improving sperm and egg quality. So it's super recommended if you're going to be having this for breakfast as well, to add it to your oat or your cereal or your yogurt if that's what you're going to have for breakfast. Other options one can have for breakfast. So this is Weetabix. This is just very plain, so it's more of wheat. It's about, let me see if they've written how many percentage of wheat it contains. Let's see. So whole grain, which is super recommended when one is trying to conceive. This contains 95% of whole grain, and then malted barley, super good. It contains iron as well. It contains thiamine, it contains folic acid, which is everything one needs when someone is trying to conceive. So Weetabix is super recommended as well. So you have to fortify this yourself. You could add some berries or fruits you've got at home, healthy fruits of course, and then you fortify this yourself, or you add nuts to it just to fortify it. And then definitely add protein to it. Milk, super recommended. Add it to it, and then you really do not need sugar if you're fortifying it with fruits, because it's going to be sweet enough. So it contains 95% of whole grain, which is super duper when trying to conceive. Other options of cereals I've got at home, I've got this Ban Flakes, and then I've got fruit and fiber as well. So you could always fortify this. This is already fortified, so you really do not need to add so much to it. You just need to add your milk, and then you have that. And then this one, Ban Flakes, so this should contain about, I think it's 85%, no, 80% of whole grain, and whole grain helps in fertility quite a lot. So this is super recommended as well. Just fortify it to your taste. And fruit and fiber also recommended as well. This is actually what I usually have for breakfast. So we've got other options that you could have for breakfast, but just try as much as you can to make sure it contains whole grain. So whatever it is that is white, like white rice, white pasta, white sugar should always, is preferable. White bread should always be changed into whole grain when you're trying to conceive. And all of this I've just shown you, I would definitely recommend it because they contain a large percentage of whole grain. So this is 75% of whole grain wheat. There we go. So 75% of whole grain wheat, and it contains malted barley as well. Contains raisin, banana, hazelnut. So this is super recommended. I love it. You could add nuts to it, or berries or fruits, whatever it is you've got at home. So these are my recommended breakfast. So this is what I'll be having for breakfast, and I've told you other options you could as well try to have for breakfast as well. Healthy options, of course, to start your day. Full protein breakfast. You could add vegetables to this if you prefer to have that, but you could always have vegetables later in the day. So this is just a very simple breakfast you could make at home. If you're going out, if you're not going out as well, you could always make this and then go back to sleep. All right, we'll just dive straight into what we'll be having for lunch. That's when it's time to have lunch. Let's go have this one for breakfast. So it's lunchtime, and what we'll be having for lunch is going to be swallow, or you call it fufu. So I'll be using oats. So this is just simple oats. I'll be using this oat. I'll blend it till it's smooth, and then I'll use it to make oat powder, and I'll use it to eat vegetable soup. I've got some options of soup in my freezer today. So oat is very important when one is trying to conceive. It helps in improving egg and sperm quality when trying to conceive, and it also helps in regulating the hormones in the body, because this doesn't really contain sugar, it's more of fiber. So it helps in regulating the hormones in the body. Try as much as it can as well to regulate blood sugar. So because having an elevated blood sugar when one is trying to conceive is going to be definitely a hindrance when someone is trying to conceive. So this helps to regulate blood sugar as well when you're trying to conceive, making sure everything is kept in check. It also helps in thickening the endometrial lining of the uterus. Oats is super duper when trying to conceive. So this is just simple oat, and I'm going to blend this chili smooth, and I'll be using my Ninja blender to blend, and then once it's smooth I'll use it to make oat flour, and then I'll just microwave the soup I've got in the fridge. I'll just blend this till it's smooth. That's it. So that's my oats powder. So my oat flour is all ready. I haven't made any new soup today, so I'm just going to show you what I already have in the freezer, which are healthy options you could have. The first one is vegetable soup. So this is vegetable soup. So I've made this one with Nigerian vegetables. We've got loads of vegetables from Nigeria. Oh my goodness. So I've made this one with vegetable, that's ugu leaf and water leaf. So this is vegetable soup, and I've put lots of fish in it, especially mackerel. So I've used mackerel fish for this one, which contains omega-3 fatty acids, which is essential in the reproductive system because it helps in sperm and egg quality. So I've used mackerel fish for this, and then leafy vegetables, which are also very essential when you're trying to conceive. Leafy vegetables are super duper essential when one is trying to conceive because they're quite rich in iron, and iron helps during pregnancy, early pregnancy, and then late pregnancy as well. So it's very essential to eat leafy vegetables when you're trying to conceive. So that's the first soup I've got. Can you see that? The second one I've got, so this is spinach. I've used spinach and kale leaf for that one. Can you see? I've used mackerel as well for that one. So these are healthy options of what you can eat for lunch when you're trying to conceive. Something a little bit heavy for lunch. I usually prefer to eat swallow for lunch other than for dinner. And this is okra soup with loads and loads of mackerel fish in it. This is super sweet. I think I'm going to be having this for lunch. I've just showed you the other options I've got in my fridge, and I've put mackerel in that one, and that's okra soup. So these are the options of soup I've got in my fridge, and these are very healthy options when one is trying to conceive with oats flour. Other options you could use for oats, for swallow, you could use wheat flour, which is super duper good as well because it's just whole grain. I'm highly just going to recommend oat flour and wheat flour. I'm not sure of other swallows that are very good, but I don't have anything wrong with them anyways. It's just to reduce the level of carbohydrates when you're trying to conceive. So I'll be using oat flour to eat my soup today, which I'm going to be having for lunch. So these are what I've got. But of course, I'm not just going to mix all of them together. I'm going to stick with just one. And I'm sticking with one, which is the okra. There we go. And other options you could have for lunch could be brown rice. You could have brown rice for lunch. So this is brown rice. You could have this for lunch. That one, just to boil it and have it for lunch with your vegetable sauce or vegetable stew. And this is whole grain pasta. You could have this as well for lunch. Something else you could have for lunch and breakfast as well, it's wrap. So the wrap, you could customize it to whatever it is you feel like putting in the wrap. So tortilla wrap, you could use whole grain wrap instead of the white wrap, and then you could just use some vegetables, put some vegetables and then some chicken or salmon fish in it. So it's going to be customized to what you think you need. Other than using the white tortilla wrap, you could use the whole grain wrap for breakfast or for lunch, whatever it is that you want to use it for is another option. These are positive lunch ideas that are very essential. And after you've had your lunch, you've had your dinner, and then at some point you get hungry in between meal, you've got healthy snacks you could snack on. You don't have to eat chin chin, you don't have to eat meat pie, you don't have to eat puff puff. There's actually nothing wrong with all of this. It's just that they are very high in carbohydrate. So it's better we eat stuff that are high in fiber, high in protein. So other than eating all of this I've previously mentioned, it's better you switch over to healthy snacks. And some of the healthy snacks I've got at home, I'm just going to show that to you and then let you know what the importance are as well, so you could always snack on them. So some of my healthy snack options, we've got that one. So we've opened this for some time now. So we've got that. So this is almond nuts. There we go. Almond nuts. So you could always snack on that one. It's quite healthy. Almond nuts. We got cashew nut as well. You could always snack on that. It's super healthy. And then walnuts. Oh my god. So these nuts are super good in trying to conceive period. They help in improving sperm and egg quality, and they are super good when you're trying to conceive. So it's better to snack on all of this when you get hungry in between meal. So you could always snack on cucumber, very cute, very good and healthy when you're trying to conceive. Carrots, very nutritious and healthy as well when you're trying to conceive. Apples, I've got pear as well. Avocado, you could always snack on that when you're trying to conceive. It's a super healthy snack. And then some pear as well. You could always snack on any of these fruits when you're trying to conceive. So these are healthy options to snack on, other than trying any of those other options that have got so much carbohydrates in them. So these are healthy options you could always snack on. Natural Greek yogurt. So you could always snack on this, and I usually prefer to snack on it with my chia seed. So this is very good when you're trying to conceive. It's very important to have seeds when you're trying to conceive, because it honestly do help sperm and egg quality to improve them. So it's super good during fertility period to take loads and loads of seeds that are healthy. And then yogurt, preferably the Greek yogurt when you compare it to the flavored one. So you could always snack on Greek yogurt. It got less sugar in it, and then some chia seed, which is a very good combination to snack on. And I think that's basically what I usually snack on. I can't remember anything on the top of my head at the moment which I usually snack on, but I've got loads of options to snack on. So I think this is super okay for me at the moment. So those are options of snack you could always have when you're trying to conceive. So lovelies, it's dinner time. So what we'll be having for dinner, I'm going to show you what I will be having for dinner, and then let you know as well what other options you could have. I've got in my pot here, I've got this pretty thing. So this is what I'll be cooking for dinner, and this is lentil. I'm going to be using vegetables, broccoli, spinach, and a little bit of kale leaf in my vegetable sauce, which I'll be making today to have that. And I'll be using some chicken as well to make that. So other options you could eat as well for this, it's beans, black-eyed beans, any beans at all you find in your locality. It's super healthy when you're trying to conceive. So they are rich source of protein. So you could use your beans in our Nigerian locality. We could use our beans to make moi moi. We could use our beans to make akara. Oh my god, we could use our beans for lots of different things, and beans is super healthy when you're trying to conceive. So I'll be using lentil today. We had beans sometime last week, so today I'll prefer to use lentil. I'll be using lentil, some vegetables, and then chicken. So with your beans you could add some chicken or some fish to it, which is super healthy, and then some vegetables alongside, which is really going to complete the diet for the day. So let's make our lentil together and vegetables with some chicken, and we'll have that for dinner before we retire to bed. So while that is boiling, I'm just going to get my spinach, a little bit of kale leaf, and my broccoli. I'll get all of those ready with some pepper as well. So that's my kale leaf. So I'm not using so much spinach, to be honest, because I'm going to be adding some broccoli to it as well. So it's lots of vegetable already. So this spinach should be all right. Some paprika powder. So I'll just place my marinated chicken in a preheated oven. Let it grill. Right. That's what it looks like. Very colorful. So this is vegetable we're making. We're not going to let it cook for a long time. Add my spinach leaf to that one. I'll add my broccoli, my kale leaf, and that's my steamed vegetable. It's already there. Perfect. Pour it. So in that one, I've just added a little bit of spice to it. And that's it. There we go. And That's my pot of linseed. My vegetable and my grilled chicken is ready as well. So I'm just gonna serve dinner. I have dinner and then retire for the night. Really yummy. Hmm. Wow. Thank you all so much for watching, and I really do hope you will try to incorporate this meal in your diet, as I've tried as much as I can to give you some varieties of what you could have and alternatives you could have if you're not necessarily going to have what I'm having presently. Alternatives you could have, and then you could alternate it all through the week, so you have options of varieties to eat. And this is definitely going to boost your immunity and boost your fertility journey as well, from very I'm going to say from 0 to 100, because diet during trying to conceive period is super essential, super essential. So it's very important you cut down on your carbohydrate and take more and more of whole grains, proteins, eggs, oily fish like salmon, mackerel, and then chicken is also good. And then nuts and seeds, super essential, and fruits are very vital when trying to conceive. If you could try to incorporate all of these to your diet, you're going definitely to get there. Thank you all so much. Please do not forget to comment in the comment section and tell me what your thoughts are about this video and what you would be trying in this video which I've shared with you today. And don't forget to share it to your loved ones as well, so they'll have an idea of what they can eat for the day, for the week, and try to incorporate healthy diets into their meal plan. Thank you all so much. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.